teams are going to potentially match up pretty close to each other?
Well, going off of what I watched, because I watched all the sets from the first week extensively just to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. I do definitely believe that Lunar Tide has a lot of exploitable weaknesses as a team, and I have a feeling that Persistence will be able to exploit those weaknesses
Yeah.
today.
Well, one of the things that we haven't talked much about, and it's only 1 week of games so far, but Persistence last week, their worst mode, the game they got beat worst, was in Splat Zones, and Lunar Tide, the closest match they had, they didn't win, was in Splat Zones. So we're kicking it off with Splat Zones at Mako Mart, as we have been today. Maybe this gives a chance for Lunar Tide to at least take their first game in Splat Zones if that is the better mode for their team. They're more comfortable with it. We'll see if that's the case, as teams are now ready, and I'm excited to see Persistence versus Lunar Tide.
Let's go, baby.
Whew. All right. It is 0-0 so far. Don't mind that scoreboard switch. And we are going to have Turquoise is Persistence, and of course Lunar Tide in the orange. I'm excited to see. Salty, what do you think about these weapons coming out for both teams here right now? Anything interesting sticking out to you?
There's not a lot of point on Lunar Tide.
Yeah.
Which can definitely be an issue if they ever lose map control. But they are holding it pretty strong right now.
Yeah. Shade's trying to get some snipes. I already saw one coming out. Sword trying to get the zone. We saw this happen the first 2 matches of the day where the Splat Zone went from 100 to 0 very quickly. So hopefully this isn't the case in Persistence. It looks like they're going to get back in here, getting 3 picks right there. Going to get the zone, and we're finally not going to have a game that just goes right away. Mac in some danger, 3v1. It seems like Lunar Tide, when they get taken down, need to be a little bit more patient because now they're getting picked off again and again.
There's something we didn't get to mention in the stats. Lunar Tide was taken down very aggressively last week or 2 weeks ago, but they were taken down by a team that is now undefeated. And I'm seeing something special that's coming out from Persistence right now. But Lunar Tide took that early lead. We'll see if that sticks. But Persistence right now has taken the lead.
Yeah, Hoshio with some great picks. It seems like Lunar Tide, once they lost control, they've been staggering outside of the base and are taking 1v2s, even 1v3s. It doesn't look like this is going to be a good matchup for Lunar Tide. It looks like, I don't even know if they're going to be able to get back. Nugget finally on a kill, getting one more chance. Booyah Bomb out. Can they stop the zone in time, though? He's not going to get there. And it looks like Persistence going to get the control. They're going to get the win here, and Lunar Tide's going to go down 1-0.
Golly, guys.
It just seemed like to me, as I was saying there, that once Lunar Tide got wiped, they all started coming out one by one by one. Instead of saying, hey, let's be patient, let's wait, let's try to get some specials going. And it, for some reason, it seemed like they panicked maybe when they lost control. And instead, Hoshio and Sora, 9 splats there, getting that win for their team. So Persistence looking pretty good. Salty, am I right to say that about Lunar Tide? Was that kind of the downfall for them, was coming out one by one out of spawn?
That's definitely one of their biggest weaknesses that I saw coming from week 1 and week 2 is that a lot of times, especially, they would just kind of like not really move as a unit 100% of the time, especially if they're like down or if they don't have control, which ultimately like just left them to kind of lose most of their, like all of their games to Mirage in week 1. It takes some time to get used to, but I don't really see them fixing it now. So it's definitely something they're going to be struggling with for the next 2 games.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it's any different in tower control. As we've said today, at least when you play tower control, the tower pushes into your base, so it's a little bit easier getting out of your own base and making a stop. But, I don't know, it seemed like Lunar Tide had a chance at the beginning, but once they lost the control, it seemed like they panicked and lost their mind. That's kind of what I'm afraid of going into these next matches. Can they keep composure?
Right. One Angel 750. Unfortunately, we cannot play Control Tower, but we can play Tower Control if you'd like. So,
all right.
Yeah, at your request, no problem. We got it.
Well, I'm excited to see Lunar Tide maybe switch it up And maybe, I don't know, like, I feel like hopefully they're in voice chat and they are a little bit more coordinated this time. I don't know if they're listening to us during the stream, but we're giving them some really good tips here.
Yeah, for sure. But also, if I was playing, hearing my advice would stress me out.
Yeah, I guess that's so. Nugget says he's listening. Well, we got 15 seconds. Salty, any changes that Lunar Tide you think that they can make? Maybe they can't fix some of those problems. What can they do?
My advice would just simply be don't panic, don't feed, move together. Because, you know, if you don't move together, if you move willingly into a 1v3 scenario, it's not going to come out cool for you.
All right, well, let's see if they can take your advice to a victory. We are ready for game 2, this time tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. All right, here we go. In the yellow, we have Persistence. In the purple, we have Lunar Tide. Any differences coming out in this match number 2, Salty, that you'd like to point out? Maybe 1 or 2 weapons? Anything different on your end you're seeing?
Definitely coming out of Lunar Tide form with the Lunar in the clear shot. It doesn't help them out when it comes to keeping control.
Well, it's not going to help out if they all go down right away. A wipe to Persistence. And again, remember, Lunar Tide had a problem with this last time. When they went down, they had trouble staying alive right after that. Finally, at least Nugget gets a return kill. But again, a wipe and already through checkpoint 2. Lunar Tide feeling like they're under some big pressure here. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop this KO, but I sure hope so. I want to see a good match come out. I'm seeing, though, with 4 minutes still in the game, it looks like this KO is already coming out here. Lemon on the last line of defenses with this Splatter Shot. Junior, can he get a couple picks? Gets one. Nugget comes out, gets the second pick, and at least, well, they stopped the push finally.
Yeah, sheesh. Man, it is hot and heavy in here, guys. 2 checkpoints in a row. Not looking too good. I know when I get that 2 checkpoint lead on somebody or somebody gets that on me, I'm either feeling great or I'm feeling awful, depending on what team I'm on.
Yeah, on this map, you know, if they didn't get knocked out, but the damage is already done. They have to wake up two checkpoints further to get it home.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like they can stay alive. I mean, over and over, you're seeing kicks come out, and it seems like the KO, honestly, is imminent. It seems like they are constantly in a 3v2 or 4v2. Finally getting some picks, though, with that hero charger. It's going to delay the push for now, but again, they're right back to where they were before.
And it hurts to see. Checkpoint 3 is definitely the checkpoint.
And kill after kill. There is 1 left alive. Hoshio just going to jump on the tower. Can he get the KO even right here? Checkpoint 3 is now passed. If he gets this last kill, it is game over. Lemon trying to make the stop. At least going to get a double kill, and at least Lunar Tide is going to survive for a little bit longer.
Jeez.
Hanging on by a thread, but they're hanging on.
Yeah, I mean, hanging on. That's definitely the word I choose as well.
They're not thriving here, and with this amount of control, it just seems like Persistence can kind of pick their fights, hide where they want to, and it seems like Lunar Tide has no idea where they're going to be at.
Sheesh, guys. Sheesh. Nugget is trying to pull up everything he can here. The Booyah Bomb is coming out. And a couple points are on the board for them.
Yeah, but he's in some danger, and again, goes down. A 6-point push, better than nothing.
Indeed, indeed.
So, they're getting something.
Oh, but
yeah. And that's really the problem we've been pointing out. I mean, just look at this map. Look how much control is just in the base of Lunar Tide itself.
2 minutes are on the clock. Wouldn't be surprised if we finally see the KO here. No checkpoints to get through.
A bomb going down, though, at least getting some kills, and it finally seems like Persistence is getting picked off. Can they get a push going the other way? A minute 40, it seems like a miracle would almost be needed at this point, if we're being honest.
I've never seen anything as crazy as that, and I do not see that happening.
They are getting some picks, at least getting some control back, but yeah, I mean, they're going to need probably 3 or 4 more big-time picks coming out here if they want to get a score, even through the first checkpoint.
They're approaching it.
Well, not now. They're all down in 10.
They're in the middle. We're very neutral.
I think it seems like Persistence is almost just playing with their food. It seems like they are feeling themselves. It seems like they know they're in control. They know they're in the lead, and they're just looking for some fun picks going on right now. Playing maybe even a little more aggressive. I mean, look at Horseshoe. He's just up in their faces, 3v1, playing with his food. Does get punished for it, but I don't think they're going to lose because of that.
Definitely couldn't have said it better myself. Persistence is feeling themselves.
They seem persistent?
Yeah,
would you say?
For sure.
And again, another pick on Lemon. Nice job there. Lunar Tide maybe one last miracle overtime run, but Shade's going down there. Neo with all these picks onto Nugget. Can he get 3 in a row? He's just looking for...
Oh, baby!
He's looking for player of the week stats. I think that's what they're doing right
That
now.
was something, man. Oh, baby.
They're going for their KDA, although they're dying quite a lot because of that.
Who cares, though? It's pretty sick.
Alright, Lunar Tide looks like it's all but over. 2 seconds left. They don't have the tower, and that is going to be the game. They didn't get the KO Persistence, but they did get the win. A really tough matchup there for Lunar Tide. It seemed like they had a couple chances. They had one push, but Persistence got such a big lead right off the bat. You can see.
Look at these kills.
Neo and Stormy over 20 splats each.
Sheesh, guys. Calm down, man.
Calm
down.
Salty, I'm curious to hear from you, being an analyst as you are. Is this just a team cohesion difference, or is this just a skill gap of persistent players, individually being at a better skill level?
It's definitely both, I want to say. The main issue is here, what was the team name again?
Lunar Tide?
Not Lunar Tide.
Persistence.
Oh yeah, Persistence. Okay, yeah, Persistence had like one clear goal throughout that entire time, especially when pushing in. And they pretty much met all those map goals, which just kind of gave them like humongous pushing power. So it's more of like a game sense fault on both the individual and as well as a team, because you could also tell that their callouts weren't really too effective. There's a lot of times where there would be just like one persistent player just flanking, right? And it would take Lunar Tide like so long to realize that player was flanking, right? It's almost as if they don't have voice chat, and if they do, it's clearly not like effective. They're not really communicating that well to each other.
Yeah, it seems like
it's definitely like a fault on like both the individual and the team.
Yeah, it seemed like you said their one goal was getting that control, getting those flanks. But Zach, to me, it seemed like their goal was just see how many kills we can get. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Oh my word, they were just flexing at the end, man. Sheesh. And they did it.
I mean, for that map, especially pushing second check, which is like by far the hardest check to push on that map. If you're like the top side, like where the sniper likes to look down on their court, right? If you're able to like plant like 2 players on that part of the map, you effectively shut that entire part of the map down to the defending team, which basically gives you the second checkpoint.
All right. Well, thank you for the wonderful analyst from Salty. Salty, can you hear me?
I just do not have an answer.
Salty, we are ready for Game 3. I love your analyst mind, but we got to jump into Game 3 because we have Clan Blitz. This time around, we're going to see the blue versus the green. Persistence in the blue, Lunar Tide in the green. Now, we've been saying Persistence has the dominating factor, but Lunar Tide is a younger team. They're still trying to figure out their style. They're trying to figure out how to play as a team. And I'm excited to see either way, whatever happens in this match, them getting more experience today.
Yeah.
And as I say that, they do go down. Persistence, trying to show that they are a really strong team to not mess with.
Come on, guys. Let's see a 2-1 today. I believe. Oh man, there's the barrier.
I think one of the things that we saw from Persistence in week 1, they were saying, hey, we didn't get enough chance to practice. Our lives were crazy that week 1.
Yeah.
This time around, it seems like they're much more coordinated. Do you see that, Salty, from them?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's arguing there's a lot of mistakes that they made. Like a lot of mistakes that they made.
Neo,
Cost them a lot. And in this game, not only are they facing teams like a relatively, objectively relatively lower team skill-based stat, that they have.
Yeah,
I think that they're definitely showing that they have improved.
they seem to be above Lunar Tide, but Lunar Tide does still have a chance to win this game. They had 2 super claims ready. Neo did get a great double kill there to stop that push, but it looks like they have at least a chance to maybe sneak some scores in here. And if they can get a couple scores going, and as of course, as I say, that Stormy just gets a double kill right there. Super claim ready. It looks like Persistence actually is going to go back to the other lane with the score.
Man, oh man, yeah, Stormy jumps up there and gets another super clam in. My word, we're at 47.
They're just going to continue to throw it in.
Jeez, it looks grimly similar to the last 2 games.
Yeah, Porcio throwing in some more on this Nautilus. They do back them off for now. Nugget trying to get out there, trying to use the swoosh to get some kills, get in their face. They are going to get the stop for now, but a 32 to 100 score is not a great sign for the side of Lunar Tide.
We're about halfway through this game, but I do not think we are halfway through this game.
Yeah, Persistence looking for a KO, possibly if they get enough clams coming out. I want to say Lunar Tide, they're going to get a score though. I'm believing in them. Lemon with the super clam. Can they sneak around? They're in a tough 1v2, and Stormy instead is going to get the super clam going the other way. Another super clam is ready for them. And unfortunately, it looks like they could possibly end the game here if they can find enough clams. They don't have many to play with though, so I think Lunar Tide is going to make a stop just by the default of not having any more clams to throw in.
Yeah, we're at 20 with 2 super clams. We will see the end of this game.
Alright, Lunar Tide's looking to score for the first time. They do have the super pity clam, and Nugget does have an amazing sploosh sense to get around these players, but Horseo is on the flank already, ready for Nugget to do that same play, and unfortunately, Lunar Tide just having lots of trouble.
Oh man, we see something. Horseo is coming up, and he gets a double there, goes down, but a fair trade. Man, are we going to see another super clam? Oh, there it is. Neo is about to go up.
Neo on pick after pick is going to throw away the super clam, gets a double kill, and painting the way. They have the barrier open. They just need about 5 more clams to go in, and they could potentially close this game out right here. Neo with a couple. 8 points.
My word!
And right there is going to be the game.
Good.
It was a great attempt by Lunar Tide to hold on while they could, but Persistence showing their dominance, showing that they are indeed a top team of the league, even though they lost 2 matches last week.
There it is.
And Neo, 15 splats on the day, 3 incomers by Sora as well, helping them to push. And Persistence with a nice 3-0. I gotta feel bad for Lunar Tide. They are starting off 0-6, but to speak a little bit of positivity towards them, they have played Mirage, 6-0 team.
Yeah.
They have now played Persistence, who played really well last week against regular gamers, even though they're 1-2.
Yeah.
So I think Lunar Tide, right off the bat, has had to face, as a newer team, some of the top teams of our league. So I feel a little bit bad for them with their 0-6. I don't feel like that's a marker of really their level.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. Lunar Tide's gone against 2 teams with some great logos as well. So there's that.
So there is that.
Don't forget that.
Okay. Zach, what do you think about Persistence here today? They started out 1-2 against regular gamers, now showing 3-0 that they are a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, guys.
Do you put them, I know it's early in the season, but do you put them as a top 4 playoff team as of right now, seeing them after week 2 dominate against Lunar Tide?
There was a level of dominance that happened there. Do I see them as a top 4 though? Not yet.